So I have little Salem here with me today. He came in here right as I was ending the video. And look at how cute little Salem buddy is. You doing your little snorts? But today I thought I would do a video challenging myself with only using 7 makeup products to do this makeup look. And I also talk about like if I had to eliminate even more of these, like which ones I would eliminate and why. These are just like my core products that when I do a full face of makeup, these are the items that I use. And these are some of my very favorite makeup items. So I went ahead and did my skincare off camera, and I'm going to be first applying my foundation, and I'm going to be using the Revlon ColorStay. This is the combination oily skin. And if you have watched my channel for any length of time, you know that this is my holy grail, very favorite foundation. I like it year-round, summer, winter, fall, spring, any time of the year. I feel like it looks good. It's a good skin finish foundation that is a medium to full coverage. It lasts all day long, and it's just a great foundation. I mean, I never hear any other beauty YouTubers talk about this foundation. And this foundation is like so old school as well, but it's still my favorite, and it's been my favorite for like over 10 years. So, and I'm just using a dampened makeup sponge. This is the Wet n Wild makeup sponge. And I'm just going to press that into the skin. I was like going back today and watching some of my older videos just to get ideas for, you know, videos for you guys, and also just see like what products I was liking back then. Like I was watching some videos from 2015, and it's so funny, but some of my favorite products then are still my favorite products today. So I don't know. I feel like that would be an interesting video to film sometime, like my like favorite products for over 10 years or something like that. I feel like I've mentioned that before in a video, but like I've never filmed it. So let me know down in the comments if you would be interested in a video like that. But I feel like if you watch my channel all the time, you probably know the answer to that question, or you know what my favorite products are for the past 10 years. But I know some of you guys are newer to my channel, so you might not know. But this is one of those items. The next product is obviously concealer. If I'm going to do a full face of makeup, I definitely cannot skip concealer. And my favorite right now has been the Maybelline SuperStay Activewear Concealer. And I hope that they're still making this concealer. I mean, I'm pretty sure they are. Like, I've seen it at Walmart. But when you go on Ulta's website, they only have like one shade in this. So I don't know. I guess like maybe Ulta is not going to be carrying it online anymore. But I really like this concealer. It has a very thin consistency, but at the same time it has pretty good coverage. Like I find it to be full coverage on me. And I can get away with using quite a bit of this concealer, and it does not settle into fine lines or anything like that. Which I like that about this concealer, that I can get away with using a little bit more of it. And I will have like all the shades of the products that I'm using today and links to everything down below. So just check the description box out if you're curious about anything. But what are some of your favorite like products right now? Like what is your favorite foundation and concealer? Let us know down in the comments. I always love reading your all's comments and seeing like what makeup products you're really into right now and like what you're loving from the drugstore. I mean, I guess if you have like some high-end favorites, you can let us know as well. But I'm always curious about like what your all's drugstore favorites are right now. So I'm just taking a little bit more of that concealer and putting it on my eyelid here and just blending that out with my sponge. I'm going to use this concealer as my eyeshadow primer. I do find that it works fairly decent as long as you're not using like a bunch of different eyeshadow. Like if you're just doing like a light eyeshadow look, it lasts pretty good. Now, this next product, I debated on maybe cutting this product out because this is one of the things that if I had to cut a makeup product, I would probably cut this, but with it being summer and everything, I do like to set my foundation and concealer with a powder just to ensure that things are going to stay in place and not sweat off like during the day if I'm outside or whatever. Like it has been so hot where I live. I feel like the whole East Coast of North America has been in a crazy heat wave lately. Like hopefully by the time this video goes up, because I'm going to probably post this sometime next week. Like today is June 20th and it is like 90 degrees out right now and it's 1 p.m. So it has been extremely hot. So anyway, definitely cannot skip powder, and I've been enjoying the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear, but there are a ton of other powders that I love from the drugstore. Let me get them. I just need to get some darker shades in these powders, and that's why I keep using the L'Oreal one, because this is in my shade. And I do really enjoy this powder though, but it's like I probably should do a video on like my top favorite powders, but the Maybelline SuperStay powder is really good. It's really comparable to this L'Oreal one. Like they're both like powder foundation powders. So if you want a slightly cheaper option than this L'Oreal Infallible, this Maybelline is a little bit more affordable. So I love that. And then these two I find to be pretty comparable as well. This one is just like a little bit more matte and not quite as, like this has more coverage. This is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder. I really love this. I still have yet to purchase this in the new packaging, and I've heard that the new one is not quite the same as this old one. So I need to get that powder and compare to see if that's true. So I'm just going to use this L'Oreal powder really lightly. I'm just using it with like a large fluffy brush. This is from Real Techniques. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of it on, just enough to kind of get that tackiness out of my foundation and concealer and to just set everything. And I do like to use a little bit of this powder on my eyelids just to set the concealer. So I'm just using the Morphe M504 brush. Then I am going to take just a little bit of this powder on a triangle makeup sponge. I got this off of Amazon, and I'm just going to use that very lightly to set the under eye concealer. I think the secret with this powder, especially using it with more full coverage products, is to just use it very lightly. Like you don't need much of it at all because it is like, it has pretty good coverage if you were to go in like really heavy handed with that. So, I mean, this also doubles as a good powder foundation, and I have used it like that before. And this is kind of a way to get away with using less products, is to find a good face palette that has a lot of different things in here. Like this palette from Essence, this is their Bloom Baby Bloom palette, and they have two different shades in this. Like one's more warm toned, which is this palette, and then they have another palette like this, which is cool toned. And I do believe at Ulta this palette is normally $8.99. I feel like sometimes Ulta has sales on Essence, so you might be able to get it even cheaper than that. But this is in Make It Bloom. I'm not for sure what the cool tone palette is called, but yeah, you've got your highlight, your blush, bronzer, and you have some eyeshadow all in one palette. So this is a great way to, you know, get away with not having as many products because you have it all in one. So maybe some people will call this cheating, but I'm just calling this doing more with less. So I'm going to use the bronzer here. And Like if I had to only pick, you know, bronzer, blush, highlight, and I could only use one of those, I would not skip bronzer. Like for me, I love bronzer so much, and especially in the summer months, that it's a product that I cannot skip. But I know maybe for some people out there, it would be blush, that, you know, you couldn't do your makeup without blush. So, you know, either of those, you know, if you really only wanted to have like one, like if I only had to pick one, it would be bronzer. And I mean, I do still really love a good highlight, but that would be the first thing that I would cut out of those three, would be a highlight. And a lot of times with bronzer, I will just use this as my eyeshadow, which is what I'm going to do today. It's kind of like my go-to signature type of look, is to just use bronzer in my crease. And I'm going to get some of that bronzer on this brush, and I'm just going to blend that up into the crease. Just lightly blend it. But yeah, like for me, that could just be like a one and done like eyeshadow situation, and that would be enough. I might add a highlight to this look, and I mean, I know it's not technically a one and done eyeshadow because I did use that setting powder to set the concealer on my eyelids, so technically at this point we've used two eyeshadows, or two products on our eyes, I should say. And honestly, I don't even know like if I want to use the blush today. It's like maybe I should use it since I have the palette. So let's just use a little bit of the blush just for the sake of the video. And I'm just using this Sigma F40, which is my favorite blush brush. Every time the air kicks on, I don't know if you could hear it in the video, the cats are always like, what is that? And it's like, you guys have lived here for like what, 6 years now, and you still don't like understand the air conditioning. It scares them like every time. And then I might actually take just a little bit more of this blush and also add it to the crease. This is like a blush bronzer look. And then, of course, for the highlight, we're going to be using the highlight in this little palette. I do really enjoy this little palette so much, especially the face products. I don't really use the eyeshadows as much, but I love Essence like face palettes. They are so good. I think after this video, I'm going to film my favorite blushes for summer, because I know that some of you guys have been asking for that video. So if that video is not up yet, it will be up soon, and if it's already up, I will link it in the cards or down below in the description box. So okay, and I'm probably going to come back to this palette here in a second. But one of the things that I feel like I can skip, especially after I got my brows laminated, I was mentioning that I didn't really know if I thought the brow lamination was worth it, because I felt like my brow hairs really weren't brushing up very well like they were when I first got it done. And I do still think that I have some new growth like brow hairs in there that are not fully brushing up. But when I watched that video back compared to like my video that I filmed before I got my brows laminated, I was like, it really is making a huge difference. So I feel like I can get away without using any brow products. So I'm going to skip the brow products today, but that might not be skippable for some people if you have like really light eyebrows, or if your brow hairs are unruly. But I am kind of feeling that that brow lamination was worth it, but we'll just see how long that lasts. It's supposed to last like 3 months, so we'll see. And then I'm gonna use the highlight shade in this face palette, and I'm gonna use that as my brow bone highlights for my eyes. I do love a good lash lifting tint. I do think that is worth it. I mean, the tint doesn't hang around forever, but the lash lift does last for a long time. I know that probably for a lot of people, they might not even use setting spray anymore, but for me, this is an absolute must. I feel like it makes my makeup last so much longer when I use a makeup setting spray, and it helps to tone down any of the powders on my face so it just looks more natural. So it's an item that I cannot skip. And I'm going to be using the LA Girl setting spray. I really like this. I think it is very comparable to the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray, which is another all-time favorite. This next product, honestly, with my lash lift and tint, I feel like I can skip it, but I love having full fluffy lashes. So it's one of those things that I really don't like to skip if I'm doing like a full face of makeup. So I'm going to be using my very favorite mascara. This is the Maybelline Lash Sensational. This is the Full Fan Effect one. And this has been a long time favorite as well. Not as long as Revlon ColorStay because it hasn't been around as long as that foundation, but pretty much ever since this mascara was released, I have liked it. And then the last product is definitely either a lipstick, a lip gloss, a lip balm. I always like to wear something on my lips when I'm doing a full face of makeup, and even if I'm not doing a full face of makeup, I still like to wear something moisturizing on my lips, even if it's just like chapstick or something like that. But I think today I want to use the Maybelline Vinyl Ink in Red Hot. So it's like I'm trying to get my mirror up here, but I also don't want it to block you guys. And this is a Fire Engine Red. Oh, I totally forgot. Make sure you shake these up. I always forget to do that. I feel like that does make a difference with these. So that is this makeup look done using only 7 makeup products. So if you guys did enjoy this, please give this video a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comments, like, what are like your makeup products that you absolutely have to have whenever you do a full face of makeup. Like, can you do it with less than 7 products? Let me know, and just let me know what videos you guys would like to see me do in the future. And I love you guys so much, and I hope that you all have a great day. And I think Salem just came in here, but you can't really see him. You want to come up here and say bye-bye to everybody, buddy? Let's come say bye-bye. Oh my goodness. He's a huge buddy. He's such a big buddy. Oh, get your little tail up here. Oh, you getting a little snorty. Oh, say bye-bye. Say bye. Okay, I'll let you down. Or you want to be in my lap? Lap time? Alright guys, I'll see you all in my next video. Bye. It's weird doing it with my left hand.
You shouldn't doubt yourself 'cause you're a work of art.